100,000. The next time you click over another income milestone, it's 5 years later, right? I love the fact of what the story Melissa was talking about man, just staying consistent and persevering through, because that is definitely the story of these amazing people. But look, hard work pays off, right? Consistency, loyalty, and hard work pays off, because these guys in April 2015 went over 100,000. 5 years later in 2020, clicked over 200,000. A lot of people kind of get discouraged, but look, man, God is so good. You stay consistent, you keep work ethic going. And in the last year, they clicked over 3 additional diamonds, right? So went over 200,000. January of 21, a couple months later, right? Like 6 months later, crossed over 300,000, right? 4 months after that, April of 2021, crossed over 400,000. April, May, June, July. So, and then like 5 months after that, crossed over their 5th diamond. In 2021, they had a $300,000 pay raise with Primerica, also earning their senior vice president promotion, as well as their national sales director promotion. They have 8 direct regional vice presidents. Look, man, so they know a thing or two about leadership. They know a thing about duplication. They know a thing or two about what it takes to build a solid business, man. And these guys are just absolutely incredible. We're almost single-handedly responsible for taking their coaches over $1 million of income. The great Andrea Burks, not only is she a $1 million income earner, but she is also a new Circle of Champions, a COCO member. Circle of Champions, the highest prestigious promotion you could ever get with Primerica. Recently got it. And these guys were there to back her up, support her, and are going to be absolute and are absolute giants in Primerica, man. I'm so excited to see them cross over the stage at the convention as new senior national sales directors and soon to be $1 million income earners. I'm telling you guys are in for a treat today. Y'all help me welcome, unmute your screens, give a warm welcome to the incredible. We're going to start off with Jahmena Brutus. Let's go, Jahmena.
Baby. Oh man, I've got so much love for you guys. And you must know, they really are my cousins. There is a Puerto Rican vein of my family, okay? I am Puerto Rican by association with these crazy folks. I promise you, just like he said, it's just like the meme. Y'all seen the meme? When you see your cousin at the cookout and you're like, yeah, that's us. I promise you guys, we have the best time every time we get up. And it's a real pleasure to meet so many of you. I got a chance to meet Brittany, who does everything, sew dresses, pop out 3-4 babies, and she fine. I'm like, God, dog, girl, you know? And so to get a chance to meet so many of you, Willis, we love you, we appreciate you, you know, it really is a true pleasure. But I want to today give you guys hope. You know, I know I don't know all of you personally per se, so you don't know our story, but I would like to share our story with you, really to give you hope. I mean, hell, I'm still in a twist out right now, Brittany. There's still conditioner in my hair. That alone should give you hope. Jasmine, look at us, you know. So don't worry, you can win here. I promise you can win here. And everything you've lost, whether it be your house, your credit, okay, can be restored. Your wedding ring, you can lose that and be restored too. Hey, I'm telling you what. So everything you want in Primerica, you can get it. So I'm going to share a little bit of our story, and then I'm going to hand it off to Olivier, because our story is a little unique. Actually, we did not meet prior to Primerica. We actually met inside of Primerica, as crazy as that sounds. So let me share my screen, I think, with you guys. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you and hopefully give you guys some hope. I don't know which story Jason was reading, but I've been here since the earth cooled, Jason. It took me a lot more than 2 years to get this ring. It took me like 9, okay, to be honest. I came in here in Primerica as a child, you guys. I was a 20-year-old girl when I got started with Primerica. I was working at the shopping mall at a store called Victoria's Secret. I was as well working in a call center, taking customer service calls till midnight every day. Okay. So I was also a student. I was a sophomore at school. And then I got a call from Mr. Brett Burks. And you know what's so funny, you guys? I didn't even show. I flaked on my first interview. He called me again 3 months later. And as soon as we answered, this is 2005. You don't really have caller ID like that. You still flipping the phone, remember? And he's like, hi. I'm like, oh, shoot, that's that guy. And so because of my character and because I felt bad for flaking, I went, guys. And I came out to that interview and I signed my IBA of March 2005. I was a 20-year-old girl. The only thing I did fast was pass my test, okay? And then it took me 6 months to get to district leader, and I stayed there for some time. And then our first big event was the convention of 2005 in Atlanta. And I want to take that opportunity to talk about big events, ladies and gentlemen, because we are right now, you have a TBLS coming up. And then secondly, right after that, you have a convention coming up. And I will tell you guys, you have a choice. You can either choose to commit to those events, you can choose to put your money where your mouth is, or you can just choose to be a fan. But I will tell you what, the people who get people to these events, to TBLS, to the convention, are the ones who are going to explode. Let me share with you why. I don't know, probably a lot of you have children. I know I do. I have 2. They're tied up in the next room, okay, to give you guys hope, literally, okay? So I can tell them something all day and night, but then magically somebody else says it. They're like, oh, mommy, my 5-year-old, oh, mommy, did you know that you need to wear a jacket to school? I'm like, how many times have I fought with you to get you to wear your jacket to school? One lady who drives you to school says jacket. Now all of a sudden you're obsessed with the jacket. And I'm like, are you serious? Well, guess what? That's this. And they are your children in a respect. So your responsibility is to get them to put the jacket on, to get the job done, not necessarily always being the one who teaches it. So while, yes, I was terribly annoyed that it took the driver to say, hey, you should probably come out with your jacket, for my child to then in turn decide she should put a jacket when it's 65 at 7 a.m. when they leave. But that's this business, you guys. You look, Jasmine, you could be saying something all day and night to your teammate, but then, Mr. Dick Walker, or maybe, one of the other guys in the event say something like, oh my God, revolutionary, double-digit recruit. And you're like, I've been telling you to double-digit recruit for your whole life. It's frustrating, but just know what game you're playing. It's not about how they receive the message. The goal is that they receive the message. And I'll tell you, as a parent in an upline, it's very, very similar. You just got to get them there. You just got to get them there, So let me fast forward. My first event is the convention. My next event is Hilton Head. I know some of you are familiar with Hilton Head because we do have a shared upline, Mr. Dick Walker. So imagine I go to this event, I'm fired up. That's my prom dress. Yes. Okay. And then 6 months later, everything I knew was gone. All these people I used to run with, right? All these people I thought I was going to take over the world with, gone. And my upline moves to Florida, a place I've never been, never even desired to go. So guys, I then was in a co-op. I had a choice at that point. I'm going to stay in Primerica, move forward. I remained in a co-op in Virginia for a little over a year. I then got kicked out of that co-op, and then I had to run my own office. And so what I did is I opened my own office as a division leader, guys. I didn't do that because I wanted to, per se, Willis. I did that because that's what I had to do if I wanted to remain in Primerica. So at 23 years old, that's how I found out you need to get a principal license. I found out the very hard way you needed a principal license, okay? So I chose this office. It's literally called the Toilet Bowl Building. Probably should have been an indicator, but I chose this office for all the wrong reason. It was near one of the fanciest malls in the DC metro area, Tyson's Corner. It was in a corporate building, which I thought gave me validation. In reality, I just made enemies, because if you understand how Primerica go, we go hard. We go Tuesday night, we go Thursday night, we Saturday, we are litty lit. And guess what? Corporate people don't like that, okay? And then the third reason I chose that office, it was close to my house. None of them are really legitimate reasons per se. You know, those are just wishes. Long story short, I was division promoted to regional, and I'm paying $2,000 a month of fixed expenses that I could not afford. Okay. So that didn't last very long. And what happened, I got in debt. I don't know if you guys can see that, because I wanted to share the lows with you too, so that you can appreciate the highs. Because sometimes people think, I don't know, Jason, like they think like we're
Jahmena. Hey, Jahmena, sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt you. The only thing that we see is the screen that says the very beginning.
That's so funny. That's hilarious. I'm flowing over here.
You're flowing. You're killing it right now. We want to flow with you,
but y'all can't see a thing. That's tough.
We just see the very beginning. That's all we see.
At the very beginning. That's tough. You know, it's so funny. They mess with me hard because I don't know how to share no screens or do nothing really right. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
hey, look, just hit the button that says, there you go.
Can you see my Honda?
Yeah, I see a Honda. You know, okay. If you hit a slideshow, well, there you go. There you go. You got it.
Okay. All right. If you can't see me, holler back. Okay. So, let me see if you can see the office. Okay. So, that's tough. That's the office. Can you see that? You see the toilet bowl? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
You see the toilet bowl. It sucked. Okay. I did that for a little over a year. And then one day, my boyfriend broke up with me. Hold on. Can you see that screen with my debt? Yeah, I was $8,000 past due on my office. Guys, that is not healthy. Okay, that is not healthy. So I was struggling to run and pay my own office for a little over a year. My health was beginning to deteriorate. I'm throwing up every day. I'm having panic attacks, you guys. And I give my life to Christ at this point in a selfish attempt to see if I can't get out of debt with it. You know what I mean? Like, do you accept your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? Yes. You gonna get me out of debt too? You know, I'll be very, very honest, guys. And that's not at all how it happened. Actually, things again got worse before they got better, but I serve an awesome God. So I wanted to share you that so that you can really see, dude. I was 24 and I had no idea what I was doing, but let me fast forward to Florida. I moved to Florida on my 25th birthday. Guys, I don't know if you've ever been frustrated with yourself. Like you're just so tired of your bull. You're just so tired of not getting the job done. You're just so sick of yourself every time you look in the mirror and you brush your teeth. That was me. I was highly angry around that time. And I said, you know what? I'm going to change my life. So I hopped in that Honda Civic right there. I bought that in high school from off of my waitressing job, right? Tips, they helped. And so I took that 2002 Honda Civic 1,100 miles from the Washington, D.C. Metro to sunny South Florida, to Hollywood, which I thought was going to be nice. Okay. So fast forward, I don't know if you guys can see that graphic, but that kid right there, you know him. There he is, hairline and all, Mr. Olivier Brutus. Okay. Oddly enough, we met inside the Bay Shop and kind of at that house party right there. That was at the house I lived in. They threw a house party. He came, we was chilling. It was great. But he asked me, guys, for help. So for some of you guys who are single women in this business, frustrated because you can't find a man, you might have to train him. I did. Okay. He came to me as a division. I was a regional leader. And now, mind you, I had been running my own office very clearly. I kind of knew what I was doing. I mean, you're running your own office, you're not, you know. And so this guy, my amigos, my Haitian amigos, my amis, right? They honestly did save my life. Yes, I did help him and teach him how to do the interview, but he saved your girl, okay? So we started together around 2010. Like I said, he was division, I was a regional. He literally walked up to me in the middle of the office and said, hi, can you help me with an interview? And I'm like, sir, how you get all the way to division and you can't do no interview? You know, coming from the DC, you know, we're a little short, you know, so apparently he liked it. And here we are today. So for 2 years while we were in Florida, we ran separate businesses. We were competitors for 2 years. Okay. And I was not one to be messed with. But then after a while, he saw me, he knew, and here we are together. So now 2 + 2 does not equal 4. The year leading up to our regional vice president promotion, guys, we were number one at everything. We were both working every day at 8:30. We were both putting in 14-hour days. We played this thing serious. We played it like our life depended on it, guys. So that year we took home #1 future RVP, which is still a very coveted award in Boca. for us because, you know, it's a big accomplishment. You want to go out, you know, big, you know, at least know what you're doing, but we wanted to go out big and we did. And that year, look at that income, $17,000. That's a little over $1,200 a month, guys. We were not impressing anybody at this point, and certainly not any of you. You guys go hard. You guys like write premium and do your thing like it's nothing, okay? So we were not at this point breaking any records, okay? But in 2013, we went regional vice president, but leading up to that, guys, no days off. This is a picture of my daily planner, Brittany, mine, not his, mine. This is what I did that day because each of us, each week was sitting in front of at least 10 firsts. So imagine he's doing an interview on the left. I'm doing an interview on the right. I got an appointment tonight in Miramar, right, which is southwest from here. He's got an appointment in Palm Beach, which is northeast of here. We were working, guys. We were both fully licensed. I'm great at securities. So we was out there getting it, much like Ed and Yvonne. You guys know Yvonne go hard. She know what she's doing, right? That's no accident. Yvonne is a professional, you guys. And in watching somebody like Yvonne, I'll be like, oh my God, like, how do I not want to be like that, guys? But to be like Yvonne, you got to work. Yvonne has worked her ass off to get where she is today. So I'm showing you guys my planner from Valentine's Day. And I don't know if you can tell because my just chicken scratch or whatever, but guys, on Valentine's Day, did 3 appointments, picked up 2 life sales, and did a securities rollover in Wellington. To give you perspective, that's an hour away from where I live. You think I got home in time for a date? Wasn't no date for Olivier and Jahmena back then. We couldn't even afford to buy a sandwich, much less a date, if you know what I mean, okay? So fast forward, let me start sharing with you the good part. Remember how I was talking about rallying to big events? Guys, that is the single largest skill that I can attribute our success to. Big events, because let me show you, we were, not him, I was challenged, okay? Because in June of 2013, much like how we're sitting today, we were sitting just a few months away from a big event, and that big event was the convention. Unfortunately, we only made $900 that month, okay? So it was a real lean time for us, if you know what I mean. The bus was $5,000. We were getting married in 2 months in August, okay? He goes to me, we're gonna take the bus money and pay for the bus. And I'm like, time out. I miss Primerica. I am. I've been doing Primerica longer than you. And at that point, you know, I was pretty dang good and I'm very much out in the field every day. But here's what I won't do is take my wedding money for a bus. No. So we fought for a full week. Jason, you've seen me drunk. Imagine me angry, okay? I am just a whole lot of fire, okay? It's the Aries in me. I'm a whole lot of fire. So could you imagine? I mean, we used to fight so much at the office. Everybody knew we was fighting. We were terrible in the beginning at partnership, but we're amazing at it now today. So guess what? He made me take that money. And now with that, we were both closing because this is my wedding. It's not his wedding. This is my wedding. So now I'm sweet talking. Hey, Poppy. Hey, Shay. Hey, Poppy. Hey, Big Daddy. Hey, I need $50. I need $100. Because you know what? Maybe if your bus is $100, $200, they can't give you it all in one check or whatever, in one sitting. But they could give you $50. Everybody's got $50. So I started closing like my life depended on it. We made the 5 back. We got 35 people to the convention, guys. Let me finish up this slide. And we got married, guys. It was a success. We made it. Okay. We made it through. And also the month we got married, imagine how out of the game you are when you get married. You're out of the game because of preparation. You're a woman, right? And then your honeymoon. In 2 weeks of the month, we wrote over 10 grand personal, guys. And that decision in June, is what propelled us to regional vice president. So now I'm going to pick up where Jason had me starting off. Okay, so we went regional vice president in December of 2013. 14 months later, we put the ring on our finger. Okay, I wouldn't say by that point we were breaking any real records, but it gets better because then we were stuck. And don't feel sorry for us, you know, being stuck at 10 grand a month. However, it's not what you think it is. 10 grand a month is more than most of your peers outside. So on the outside, you look like you make a lot of money. But in reality, you probably have business expenses, you probably have a family, and you have places that 10 grand needs to go. So once you spin it all, save it, do everything you got to do, it's not really that much money. Like you still looking at a BOGO at Publix, like, should I do it or not? You know what I mean? 10 grand is not that much money. Okay. So we were stuck there. We were salty. We were angry, you know, but then 2 years later, my upline, the great Andrea Burks, decided to hitch her little red wagon to the one and only Andy Young. And we started going to Get Big or Go Home events. Okay. Guys, let me tell you, we live in South Florida. I am in Broward County. I am exactly in between Palm Beach and Miami. Okay. And our event was in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. See, the biggest asks from my uplines have yielded me the biggest rewards. And this was the second biggest ask. The first biggest ask was to move to Florida, and you see how that panned out. Well, obviously, the second biggest ask was to take our team every 6 weeks all the way to North Carolina. Perspective, that's a 15-hour bus ride that costs $6,000 for us, and it's every other month. I was looking at her like she was crazy. Like, you gotta be crazy. I even said, this is how fresh I was. You know what I said? Do you even know where Winston-Salem is? Well, long story short, again, I relented. We went, and what we learned there was invaluable. Okay, we already had learned kind of how to bring people to big events, but we really got good at that muscle. No muscle is really that strong or really that great without repetition. But once we got in this game and we're going to North Carolina every 6 weeks, boy, I have a traveling unit now, right? So we learned how to promote regional vice presidents, and not 2 months later, you don't want to know how long we've been talking a lot about going regional vice president. Here's Bill Arender in September, and by November, he goes regional vice president. Could you imagine what could happen to you if you got Day? I'm joking, but you know, if you got your cousin, if you got your friend at Tampa Bay Leadership School, and they see a brown person, a Latin person, a whatever person that they can see themselves in, that they can relate to, that's making this kind of money, guys, it's magical. Look what happened for our career going forward. So now Balat went vice president. His replacement, Floismar, went regional vice president not 1 year later. So now we're at 2 regional vice president. Our third regional vice president, she just got jealous. She was looking at these boys and all these celebrations and these plaques and whoo, 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 whoo. And she was like, oh no, I'm gonna be your first female regional vice president. So Madam Charles became our third vice president, our first female vice president. Let me continue. In April of 2019, we went regional vice presidents, right? We finally did over 50K. It's not just about 3 RVPs. You got 50K through first, you got to hit. Then in June of 2020, we got our second diamond, because the biggest increase in comp overall, you think is from regional leader, regional vice president. It's not. It's from regional vice president to senior vice president with a big base shop that's doing 75,000 through first, because that extra power builder bonus along with your SVP bonus is going to take your average bonus from 3-4 grand a month, right? I know you guys can relate. If you're RVP, right, you get a 3-4 grand bonus. You're like, ooh, hit the 2020, woo woo, right? But guess what? As an SVP and then hitting that power builder, now your average bonus is 15-20. That's a 5 times higher bonus. You're not going to see anything that incrementally large otherwise, I promise you. So please, if you're not there, please go to SVP, because that is where the money is. 75K through first, SVP, that's where you really start to live the dream life, okay? So then we promoted our 4th RVP in December of 2020, the Thomases, right? Our second female RVP in January of 21. For Olivier's birthday, we got ownership, right? Our 3rd diamond. In April of 2021, we got our 4th diamond. They got it for me for my birthday. I was so fired up, right? What better way to celebrate, you know, your 37th birthday than with a $400,000 income, right? And then we promoted regional vice presidents 5 and 6 in July, the Joseph family and the Duran family, right? Then we got our 5th diamond in September, okay? So anybody with your baby on your lap right now, you like ready to like choke them out, but like, you're like, no, baby, let me listen. It gets so much better for you. It can get so, I promise you, I am here. I am the older you talking from the other side to tell you, it don't matter that your credit is 525 right now. You can get that back. It don't matter that your wedding ring is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a carat. You can replace that too. None of that matters, because now I have a nanny who lives with me. I have a driver who drives the kids when I can't. I have a cleaning crew for my house. I have a cleaning crew for my office. I have landscapers. I have, Willis, 15 people on Fridays that I pay. I provide economy. If I don't continue to do what I do, those people don't eat. So I'm telling you, I once did it all. I used to be sweeping, mopping, bleaching. Now these nails, they stay fresh. You know what I'm saying? And guys are, that's not what I was going to go into, but we promoted regional vice presidents 7 and 8 just this past November. So we now have 8 regional vice presidents at first. We're averaging 200 recruits by 150,000 through first. And our base shop is still doing 40 by 40. Guys, life has completely changed. And everything that they promised to me has been delivered. Only after, however, I put in the hard work. See, prayer without works is dead. Okay, you can sit up here and wish and hope and wish and hope and wish and hope. I am not clairvoyant. I am not Miss Cleo, but what I will tell you is it's not gonna happen for you if sitting and hoping is your game plan. You've got to put legs to your faith and you got to go out there and get it. And you got to do it when nobody else believes. I promise you, when I got in that Civic, everybody thought I was crazy. And my mom sent me job advertisements in Miami for over a year because she didn't want me to waste my degree. Okay. So anybody, I'm telling you guys, you've seen my horror story, you've seen my debt, you've seen all the gory stuff, but now this page shows you the highlight. Okay. And I promise you, it's worth it. I live every day like I want to. I wake up at about 9:30, right? I just wake up at 6:30, make sure they look good enough, right? The kids as they're going off to school, and then I go back to sleep. Like, you guys can live the dream. And Brittany, you're so far ahead. It took me I'm 37 before I got to this point. Brittany, you're like 24 babies, beautiful, no gray, like, girl, you know? So before I ramble on any further, you guys, I want to thank you so much for your time. I want to thank you so much for all you guys' love. I feel so much love every time I'm around the Ortizes. Yvonne's my mama, Ed's my daddy. And is it really Ed's birthday today? It popped up on Facebook. If it is, shout out, I love you. Okay, but with that being said, I want to—
You got it.
Hey,
wait,
sir, you took me in that Hummer, you show me how to live. I promise.
Hey. Wait up. All right, can you see me there? Let me see. Can you see me?
Hold on, I gotta—
All right. Hey, listen, guys, Jahmena, you killed it. Man, so proud of you, just listening to you and just having a good time. And yeah, today is my birthday. Yes, that's right. It's my birthday. But look at this, man. I'm just selling. Look at here, guys. Look at here. Just this is part of the house. Oh, this is crazy, man. Look at here. Let me go this way. Bam! Look at that.
That's one.
For all you fishers, for all you guys who like to fish, look at right here. Isn't that something? Hey, we're gonna enjoy this thing. This is mind-boggling, guys. This is home. So, hey, we're just getting it ready because when we open this thing up for all our Primerica teammates and those, you know, and you guys that all are, and when I say teammates, I'm talking about, hey, listen, if you're Primerica, your family. You could be in our base shop, you could be in our hierarchy, you could be, but if you're Primerica, if you wear that, hey, you're my teammate. And as a teammate, we're gonna help each other out and we're gonna go make it happen, man. Because I'm telling you, hey, this is absolutely for real. I mean, it's taken me a while. It's taking me 30 years. But listen, what else are you gonna do in the next 30 years? Work for somebody else? Come on. Let's go, man. Let's go to work. All right. Thank you so much. And I pass it back to you guys. So let's go. Love you, Jahmena. Love you.
Bye, Ed. Love you too. Kiss Yvonne for me. And I'm coming.
You got it. She's there too. She's around.
Okay, so I'm coming. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna hand it over to Olivier because he really is the engine behind our business. I am the system person. I make sure everything kind of glides through, you know, nobody gets arrested, you know, I'm the OSJ, all that stuff, right? Joking. But Olivier, on the other hand, he's the engine of our business, guys. He has given me hope. He has made my dreams come true. And he's the best father, husband, baby daddy, and certainly the best person to put up with my ass. So guys, with no further ado, please welcome my husband, my baby daddy, Mr. Olivier Brutus.
I appreciate it. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Thank you so much. Obviously, great job to Jahmena. Happy birthday, Big Papi Ortiz. I mean, you can pick which water you want to have fun in today. I mean, there are layers of players. This is layers of water. So there's always another level, I guess. But I mean, it's always fun to. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm sure Jahmena and I feel the same way about this. This is the least nervous we get. This is the group we get the least nervous to speak to, because it's like you couldn't mess up talking for the Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? So it's really fun. I mean, I know a lot of you guys are like, we've grown great relationship over the years. Obviously, with Jason, Jackie, who's Jahmena's cane. Like, she helps Jahmena walk straight. You guys can catch on to that later. Bryn, actually, Jahmena and Jackie helps her walk straight. And then Yvonne helps all of them walk straight. But I mean, we have a I know Willis, my man from ATL, from GA. We have Monica. I mean, all the great guys, Brendan. I mean, Edward, this and that. I mean, I'm definitely gonna forget some people as I go. Grew a tremendous level of respect for Brittany and Will when we met at the event to see how they're doing what they have to do. But again, that's the thing, man. The type of organization that you guys are a part of attracts those type of players. Does that make sense? So you have to realize that if you want to be in an environment that attracts greatness, you have to first talk about greatness. You have to first want to be there to then have that, you know. But right now, I know you guys are on that run. I mean, I know just so you guys cross over 800,000 as a hierarchy. That's super inspiring. I mean, Jason was telling me how we were talking about, man, did you guys just cross over 100,000? And then I'm clicking it 2 days later, it's at 120. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to make, 20 grand in, at the end of the month, not like in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's really exciting what you guys are seeing. But the beautiful thing is that that's what's coming for everybody else that wants to go and build it the same way. And to be 121,000, and I bet you that one is what you got. I get it. That's why that extra 1,000 is important. I get it, but the thing is, I remember going for that run for the $1 million and this and that. I'll tell you, honestly, you're going to have layers of players that take ownership, right? There have to be layers of players that take ownership. It cannot be one person effort. Obviously, this is a family business at the top in the sense of their children, Jason, Eric, and then you have their spouses are backing them up, patching the holes with the weaknesses that they may have. Not many, but neither one together, they make it great. But then you have the parents, obviously family business, but at the same time, you have to see yourself as a certain point, not as a downline, but as a business partner. If you see yourself as a downline in this movement, you're gonna lose. But if you see yourself as a business partner in that movement, you won't even like the congrats that you get at the end. I promise you, even myself, we were shocked as what we were accomplishing, because it was not about accomplishing necessarily those things versus pushing that movement. And to push that movement, you guys heard Jahmena talk about rallying people to the big event, right? We were very serious about having people at the big events. We're very serious about having people go to those events. And if I could talk about a little bit of the details with that, I'll tell you one thing that makes the big difference is pre-buy. See, when you pre-buy seats, let's say, I don't know if you guys go on fans, buses, whatever, right? For us, it's buses. Let's say a division pre-buys 5 seats, right? If a division pre-buys 5 seats, I promise to you, whatever pressure you think you have when you said to your upline, I'm gonna have 5, 10 people there, it goes from I'm working on it to I need to get my money back. You see the difference, right? You're a regional, you pre-buy 10 seats. It goes from I'm gonna have 10, 15 people there to I gotta get my money back, right? So it adds a certain level of pressure and it adds a certain sense of ownership. You know, Jahmena says people learn the best lessons where their pockets are involved, right? So meaning when you start pre-buying, you put your money where your mouth is. You guys hear about Floyd Mayweather all the time. He bought himself out of that first promoting company he had so he could start promoting himself. He went on around on a tour between Sports Center, this, that, so he can put himself out there. So the same thing with this is if you're gonna get, you're gonna have to, right? Rally and talk about that stuff. Now, but let me give you this. In early January 2020, we talked about we had to get a certain group around us. We had to get a certain circle of what's it called, like-minded people, people that were what do you call them? Oh my gosh, the term is slipping me here. Maybe it'll come back. But board, not board of directors. It's oh my gosh. Anyways, we call it a book club, right? But
mastermind.
A mastermind. Thank you. A mastermind group of people, right? You want a group of mastermind people that are thinking big. Now, if I showed you my my group me, you see the many mastermind groups I thought I had at the time, right? The Navy SEALs, the Elite Six, the Top Five, the listen, the March to 1,000, March to 100. I mean, if I showed you my group me, but what you'll see is Olivier, good morning. Hey, how you doing? Good morning. Olivier, how's everybody doing? Good. And then you realize that not everybody was motivated at that time, right? But that group now that we started as the book club, it got to a point that they have their own group outside of that, within that group, if that makes sense. That sometimes I'm not in, right? Sometimes like it's like whatever groups setups that Jahmena and I may have set up. Jahmena set up the back office part, all the technicalities, the this and that, all that stuff. They took that and took it to another level. Even on that side of myself, the leadership side, building this, upping that, they took that, took it to a whole other level. And so as we started doing that, where we would meet with that book club once a week, as a matter of fact, right now, I'm meeting with them, right? We're in our book club meeting. We have it on Saturday mornings from 8 to 11 because we used to train at 10 to 12. Then we switched to 12 to 2 because we used to share offices and all that. So it worked perfectly that we started doing it at 8 on Saturdays. But the point is, we talk about leadership, RVP, promoting RVPs, developing other people, promoting districts, etc. But all that stuff, right, eventually played out as we were sold out on the big picture for our hierarchy, strength, and honor. We wanted them to be $1 million hierarchy, but this is what we also know. You're not $1 million earner until you have $1 million earner. So in our mind, right, not only they became $1 million earners, but we had to solidify it, which we haven't yet, to become $1 million earners. But to become a long-term $1 million earner, we have to build a certain platform, a certain foundation. And that's where the leadership came together. Meaning the fact that there were layers of players of people pushing for themselves to be involved, then that means whoever I am in that group, I have to have 3 to 5 people around me during the day. I have to have 5, 10 people around me during the day. And I have to have those 3 to 5 people have 3 to 5 people around them during the day. Because if what I'm doing is so good, if my mission is so important, how could I be doing it every day? So I was just telling one of our teammates earlier, imagine, Brendan, that in 6 months from now, you have 10 new guests out of training, not 10 in attendance, 10 guests, right? If you have 10 guests at that training 3 to 6 months from now, who's gonna help you if you have 30 people in attendance and you're the only one trainer and nobody's ever around you? Does that make sense? Because when you have to begin with the end in mind. The avalanche is coming. And when the avalanche comes, were you ready? Not ready, were you ready? Right? Multiple languages here. Were you ready? Right? Were you already positioned that people could take over? Were you passing the torch before your time was done? If that makes sense, right? So you gotta be intentional about whether you're doing it on Zoom, where you're making calls and you have people there hearing you make a call, or when you're doing a presentation, 80-90% of your presentation, you need to have somebody watching you doing it. Because there's a big difference between building districts and building district leaders. Meaning, I could recruit my grandma and put my uncle, my auntie, and her nephew as the 3 direct recruits, right? And then get 3 sales. And then my grandma's a district. but she's not a district leader because my grandma's not gonna build a team, if you know what I mean, right? So there's a big difference between districts and district leaders, right? Writing their sales and then finding somebody in Ohio, Tallahassee, and Hawaii, and then those are my 3 recruits, right? You want to be serious about that. But then as you start doing that, guess what? Those district leaders eventually start themselves building blocks. They themselves start promoting districts. And then eventually, guess what happened? Well, in December 2020, in December of 2021, we had, I'm sorry, of 2020, we had our 4th RVP, because you heard Jahmena tell the story that we went to that event and we started going to go home in September 2017. Pretty much 4 or 5 months later, we had our first regional vice president promotion, right? 6 months after that, we had a second regional vice president promotion. 3 months after that, we had a third regional vice president promotion. We pretty much should have had our 4th by then, but there were licensing issues. Eventually, December 2020, promoted our 4th regional vice president. 6 months later, we promoted 2 regional vice presidents. And 3 months later, we promoted another 2 regional vice presidents, right? Now, how do these things happen? Well, these things happen because they were building blocks of district factory, Brittany, as we were going exactly to that RVP factory, right? Because as you're building a bunch of districts, right, they're gonna, it's like a Coke bottle that you're shaking and it's gonna blow the top off. Does that make sense? So that 4th RVP promotion has 4 RVPs that came from their replacement already, right? But that 4th RVP promotion that went in December 2020 already has 3 regionals with their Series 6s ready to go. We have the other RVPs already talking about SVP, talking about NSD. They're all racing to go senior national sales director. So it's now a race to who's gonna go to $250,000 by the end of the year. All of that because of the building blocks that happen. Now, the daytime environment, I'll tell you what, you want to be a super promoter. You know, we have a couple of days a week where it's part-timer days. Show up, whether it's just to grab a sandwich, whether it's just to say hi, what's up for 5-10 minutes, but they leave and they're like, hold on, shoot, I miss the environment. While they're at work, they're thinking about you, right? So, but the fact that you have constant new local success, Brian, it's like, see, guys, nobody's a prophet in their own land. The new person is the one that's gonna get everybody else excited. The new person's success is what gets everybody excited. Because although you may not want to listen to Brendan anymore because Brendan's old news, literally it's funny how quick a new person becomes old news. It's so crazy, right? You go from being the new rock star to all of a sudden, oh my God, Brendan's always saying that. I guess they told you to talk about that today, huh? Right? Nobody's a prophet in their own land. And so, but the best thing that can help Brendan is the new district that double digited, but that found somebody that wants to double digit as well, right? The new division that's not promoting a district. The new regional that's promoting 3 new districts, they are excited. They're about to win the trip. That's what's exciting. Now, let me give you an example, right, of as that run was important. You guys probably remember a couple years back, we came and spoke to you guys and we were speaking about how if your mission is important, you have to talk as if one day anything may happen that you're not, you have to build it with the thought that you may not be around anymore. What do I mean? We sell life insurance, guys. We're assuming that any day, anything could happen to us. You see my point? Any day, anything can happen to us. So if what you do on earth is that important, what happens if you pass away? I understand that some of us probably have $1 million, $2 million of life insurance. That means your family will be okay. But will your mission be okay? That so-called mission that's so important. Are you catching me? And so now if what you're saying is so important, we want to make sure the hierarchy, right, Toga, it gets to $1 million, right? We want to make sure they go to 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, right? 10 million. Right? Because why should the goal be 10 million, Monica? Because you want 1 to 2 million out of it, right? Because how could I have $1 million? Like, again, don't get me wrong, they're stepping stones. But long term, that's why as a team, we need to see, Joe, we need to see that we're going there to accomplish the bigger thing. And so to tell you, we kept talking about how, hey, you never know what could happen. You never know what can happen. You never know what can happen. So let me tell you guys a quick story. So December of 2020, right? End of November, somebody, obviously, as you guys know, catches, it happened almost everywhere, right? Somebody caught COVID and somebody got COVID and then everybody got COVID. So long story short, December 2020, first week we're out. Now, as I'm in quarantine for whatever, 10, 15-day period, my sister who's decorating at a Christmas party is on a ladder and then she falls and breaks her leg. Now, she broke her leg in 2 spots. Now, my sister is in Coral Springs, 10 minutes away from me. I'm quarantined at home. My sister and I are in the US. My parents are in Haiti. My sister's single, no kids. So I cannot leave the house to go help my sister. My parents are in Haiti and we're in COVID. So my parents have to figure out how one of us has to help my sister. Well, my mom leaves Haiti, comes to help my sister. My dad's a doctor, so he stays down there. He has a lot going on. My grandmother at that point is 97, 98 years old. My grandmother is being taken care of. My grandma is my mom's mom. So she's being taken care of. Her caretaker is my mom, who leaves to take care of her daughter. So my mom leaves her mom, my grandma, to go take care of her daughter. Well, Christmas happens where my sister's at the hospital. No need to tell you how heartbroken, sad it is for my mom, dad, and all that stuff. The 27th of December, they get out. During that time period, my grandma's deteriorating, but my dad doesn't have the heart to tell my mom that's what's happening to her mom, while my mom is taking care of her daughter in the US. Well, the January now, the end of January, my birthday in January, my grandmother is like, I mean, the beautiful thing about her personality is how she could be friends with all sorts of generations. If you're 10, 15 years old, you can be your best friend. 25, 30 years old, you can be your best friend. 35, 40, all the way to 80. Now I said she's 96, right? And I say 80 because she knew somebody when she was 95. She knew somebody that was 80 years old that passed away. And then she asked, what happened to so-and-so that they passed? What is thinking this and that? And then they told her they were old. And she said, no, they told they were 80. And she goes, oh, I get it. They were old. I get it. I mean, I get it. She's 95, right? She's laughing at the old lady at 80, you know? So that's my grandma for you. But at 98 years old, right? I get up for my birthday. I'm talking to my dad and he goes, hey, you have a minute? I'm like, sure. He's like, let me video call you real quick. So he does a video and he literally, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not necessarily like my dad to do that. He literally showed me a video of my grandma on her bed that we can call her deathbed. And she wasn't dead, but I'm looking at her. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I eventually speak to my mom, who's in the US. Now that's like almost 2 months later now, because like I said, she came around the beginning of December, and then we're talking towards the end of February now. And I speak to my mom. I'm like, hey, we're gonna have to go see grandma because it's not good at all. She's like, yeah, I know. I just want to make sure your sister's okay. Like, she can take care of herself. But yeah, we're gonna have to go down there. So we fly down there together. Long story short, my mom pretty much is like almost telling my dad, hey, no need to keep fighting this and that, trying to keep her alive. It's just, I mean, she's suffering. It's that time. So my mom and I were catching up and all that stuff. Now I'm supposed to fly back on. So I fly back on I fly in on a Sunday with my mom, and I'm supposed to fly back to the US with my dad on a Thursday. Well, Wednesday, my grandma passes away. So my dad cancels his flight, doesn't travel with me because he stays with my mom, right? So I fly back on Thursday because on Monday, Jahmena's dad, who also had been sick, right? During that whole process on that side, to now rewind back to him, end of the year, December 31st, he gets admitted to the hospital. A day later, passes away. So Jahmena's dad passes away. My grandma passes away. So I fly back Thursday to go to Jahmena's dad, my father-in-law's funeral on Monday, and I fly back to Haiti on Wednesday for Thursday for my grandmother's funeral. I fly back to the US on a Sunday And then when we open our POL, we're the #1 base shop in the state of Florida. If your mission is not bigger than you, you will not have a team that will carry you through your tough times. I'd like to take the credit for that season. Obviously, I just told you what happened. It was not Jahmena, it was not Olivier, it was that group of guys, right? It was the level of ownership because the mission was bigger than us. But because the mission was bigger than us, we've had people up to last month make $20,000 that were not RVPs when that run started, right? And so that's where we're going, guys. It's like when the mission is bigger than you, you have people that are pushing to go to the next level. But guess what? All the team knows now is when we went for the $1 million run for Andrea, we saw what happened to your team. You went from RVP to NSD and missing one RVP now to go SNSD. So pretty much we went from RVP to SNSD, but we also saw your income go from 40,000 to 570,000 in a matter of 15, 18 months. So it's only inevitable that the same thing will happen to a couple of these guys. Now I want you to see it this way. You sell out on this mission like it's yours, Brittany. Like you go like literally it's yours. And everybody else, run with me. Let's go. Let's make it happen. This is what happened. What I'm watching to happen, what I see happening by the end of this year is that we could have of that group that we have our front line up here. I could see that we have 2 to 3 of them making over 30,000 a month. You have 2 to 3 of them making 30 to 50,000 a month. How do I know that's gonna happen? Because that's what happened to us, right? And so that means that, Brian, you have 2 people making 30,000, one making 50,000. That's 25,000 off one, 15,000 of the other two. That's 55,000 of passive override of builders, not counting the growing new squad. So that means by the end of the year, I could see Olivier and Jahmena making 100, 150,000 a month, because I can see us also have a couple of people that make $30,000, $50,000 a month. All that coming from the fact that we sold out to a mission way bigger than ours. It's not just about the destination, but it's about the journey, right? To now watch people make what they were making in a year. Like we have one of our teammates made about $20,000 in a year, 18 months ago, and now made 20,000 in a month, 18 months later. See, it ain't fun if the homies don't get none. You know what I'm saying? Right? It ain't fun if the guys on the team are not growing to get to the next level. It's not fun because at that point, you're a lake, you're not a river, but you want to be a river. You want to create ways for a lot of people, and that's in the responsibilities of the players. There have to be some of you guys that validate the run by you chasing your $1 million run, you chasing your legacy, and you chasing what you could go make happen. Guys, I hope I was able to inspire some people. If you guys have questions, you let me know, but I appreciate it. Listen, it's always fun, but more importantly, you guys have no idea how inspiring you are to me, to Jahmena, to the team. I mean, you guys have, we've built great relationship with you guys over the years. And I just implore that you do not take what's an inspiration for the rest of the company for granted because you see it every day. Because I know it's human nature to take for granted what we see every day. But I promise to you, to the rest of the company, you guys are doing something remarkable, you know? So I appreciate the time. It's always fun. I love you guys. And I'm here, but take it away. Appreciate y'all.
Whoa, let's go.
Ooh, let's go. Great job.
Let's go, guys. Go.
Let's go. Let's go. Olivier, Jahmena, you guys are the absolute best, man. I appreciate you guys so much for hopping on here. What an amazing message, man, for the team, right? It's not a matter of where we've done, where we're at right now. It's where we're going, right? If we put a plan of attack together, we can make it happen, man. So from the bottom of my heart, Olivier and Jahmena, love you guys, man. Thank you guys so much. We owe y'all one. And I'm so excited to bring in our last speakers to close us out here today, man. Y'all help me welcome the incredible RVP team, Willis and Jay.
Let's
Let's go. And I almost don't even want to talk, man. That's crazy. Those numbers that he just went through, right? It's like, and Jahmena, what a doggone, you are they call people dope dealers. You a hope dealer. You know what? You ought to just be somewhere just kind of like, spreading it out like candy. I mean,
Yes, Willis, I take it.
What you just talked about, man, was dope. And that was some dope dealing you was doing. I mean, some hope dealing that you was doing right there. And then my man OB, you know how it is with me and you, OB. I mean, I'm so proud of you and Jahmena and what you guys have exampled, not just in the company, but directly for our hierarchy to show that it can get done, man. Dadgum, it can get done. And you guys did it right, man. And you partnered together in business, partnered together in life, and now you have this incredible life. Those are the kind of things, dreams that can come true right here at Primerica, man. So super thankful that we have a friendship in the hierarchy, even personally. And man, I'm gonna be getting with you for sure, talking to you about it. But everything that was discussed here, it leads to kind of what I want to close with. I want to thank my lovely partner, Miss J, because without her, I mean, I'd be nothing in life. Definitely not in this business, man. I mean, she's the one that carries this thing. But it's all about changing. When she was showing the pictures, Jahmena was showing the pictures of them. It was like, damn, they're a little beat up. and then you look at them now, you're like, look at. I mean, you look at OB's shirt and it tells the whole story right there. You just look at his shirt and it's like, damn, is that a Bugatti? I've only seen one of those. It was on Donnie Glover, right? What are you wearing, a Bugatti? I thought Bugattis was cars, man. This thing is clothes too, right? But it's all about changing, y'all. It really is. Let me see if I can. It's all about changing. That's what happened to them. You look at them from the beginning, you look at them now. When you see them in the future, they won't look the same as they do right now because it's a constant change. It's constant potting. It's constant claying. And here at Primerica, in order to win, you gonna have to change. We gotta change. Even right now, the way we are today, me and Miss J, we still got a lot of changing to do. But I think that the folks that have it hard, the ones that don't make it, they're here today, gone tomorrow, is because they're not willing to change, right? That's your brother Will right there. That's Will back in the projects of Detroit, Michigan, right? I don't know what the future holds for that cat right there, right? He's wearing some pants that I was part of the medical explorers, like a scout group, right? Interesting. I became a nurse. I don't know how that played into it, but those are the pants. The shirt used to have sleeves, but it was hot. It was hot, and I didn't have no money, so we cut the sleeves off. If I wanted those pants to be shorts, we just cut the pants off. That's how we came up with our outfits, right? But that's the projects, right? And I knew I had no future hanging out there, so you got to get in a better circle. So I left for the military, right? And that's me in the Army. I'm chilling. I'm doing my thing, right? Super duper soldier. That's where I met my awesome partner in the military. I met her in the Army. I met her at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, in a Kentucky Fried Chicken. And it's been 30 years of marital bliss. I mean, we built a business together. We built a life together. We built a family together. We built everything together. I didn't know that was in my future, but I was willing to change. There was a recruiter, Brian, that was chasing me around, man. He was like, you need to come to the military. You need to leave this hole in the wall right here. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. And then one of my friends got killed. And I said, hey, where's that recruiter at? And that's how I ended up in the military. But, I credit the military with changing this boy into a man, getting that project mentality out of my head and start, why don't you become a better citizen, a credit to society. Let's do something great. And soon after I left the military, Madeline, I walked into a Primerica office. It wasn't long before I left the military that Jay sent me into a Primerica office. Never heard of the company before. Happened to be Ed and Yvonne's office that I walked into, right? And we started changing there because we were getting around, you know, better players, like Olivier was saying, you know, bigger thinkers, you know, folks that's really trying to get up and get after something. Now I'm gonna freeze right here because this, Madeline, is where it happens to a person. They got to make a change at this point, because the stuff that was being talked about in that meeting and in those trainings and at those events wasn't stuff that kid on the far left was hearing in the projects. The one right there in the military, we wasn't hearing the kind of stuff like, you can go be great. You can have your dreams come true. You can make a big thing happen. You know, Jay used to say all the time, you know, I don't want to be around them people, right? I ain't trying to go over there to that meeting. I ain't trying to go over there, be around there. I don't know them people, right? And we got to know those people. We got to start thinking like those people. I mean, Coach Ed, he just led the way, man. I mean, I remember back in these days, you saw that house he just showed. Ed used to talk about that kind of house, even way back then. But you can see in the picture, right? Ed had to change. Ed today don't look like that picture. Yvonne's in the picture. Today, Yvonne don't look like that, right? They changed, they were potted, they allowed the thing to happen, right? And then today, that's Will. You know, we took a picture down there in Marco Island. It was a wonderful time. Excuse me. The young lady who takes the pictures all the time just stopped me and said, listen, let me catch you one time. And she snapped that picture, and I look at that comparison across the screen that you're looking at. And I think about all the changing that had to, all the pain, all the victories, all the losses, but giving myself a chance, and still today, even giving myself a chance to do something great, only because, you know, I understand, you know, I got to be in the meeting. I understand I got to take the notes. I understand I got to pay attention. I understand I got to have my camera on. I understand I got to do the appointments. I understand people are going to tell me no. I understand I got to go through everybody just to find somebody. But you ain't going to do it if you're not willing to change. To get your chance here at Primerica, you got to change. You got to change. We all got to change, you know. We got to change our attitude about, you know, all sorts of things. But mainly, we got to change our attitude about receiving what we need to receive, no matter how tough it might be, to go get what we need to get. So to get your chance, you got to change. Be willing to change. Be willing to give yourself a chance. With that, that's what I got for you. I don't know if Coach Ed wanted to come on at the end. He normally does. Coach, you there?
Come on, Coach. Let's go, Coach Willis.
Close it out, Coach Will. Close it out.
There it is. Well, y'all already know.
Hey, I'm here.
There he is.
I'm here. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? You guys doing all right? Can you hear me all right?
Sir.
Yep, we got you,
All
Coach.
right. Excellent. Well, hey, listen, Will, you did absolutely phenomenal. Really, truly appreciate you guys, man. Awesome job. But yeah, and Jahmena, knocked it out of the park.
Coach, you look good.
Olivier, you're the man. What was that, Will?
I said you look good in that picture, didn't you?
Oh man, dude, yeah, he sure did. But hey, listen, also I'm gonna take you to my office. You know, some of you guys don't know. I mean, you know, Yvonne's got a little office down there. Let me show you my office every morning. This is where I hang out right here. Ain't that something? Come on, talk to me, man. Ain't that something?
Great, Coach.
Come on,
That's
come
awesome.
on.
Let's
And
go.
here's my view. Let me get you my view here. All right, don't be saying I didn't share anything with you guys. Look at here. Here's my view right here. Pocket doors, all that good stuff. Bam. Right there. Hey, that's something. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, let's get this thing going, man. Let me tell you, this is where we're at right now. We're sitting right now, total. We have some goals, and here's our goals, okay? We're looking at going over to 900,000 in the month of March. That's our goal. Our goal is to get to the convention at 1 million. All right, right now we're sitting at 800,000, 810,000. All right. So we got some work to do, okay? Including myself. We want to hit these goals, okay? The next goal is to hit 900,000 here in March. And then we got April and we got May to hit that other million, okay? Rolling right into the convention at $1 million hierarchy, okay, as a unit, okay? And the reason I do that is the reason we're doing that is just to open up the doors, just so everyone can say in our hierarchy, say, man, if they can do it, all we got to do is follow them, whatever they did. Hey, let's do it. You know, because success leaves clues, and all you got to do is just follow those clues, okay? Right now, let me show you. Right now, we're sitting at 127 recruits in our hierarchy. Our goal is to do 300. So we're actually 273. Make sure I got that. 273 to go. We're on the 15th of the month. We're halfway through the month, 19th. Close of business usually is 31 plus a few more days. And we're sitting at 82,000 in premium. Okay, our goal is to hit 300 by 300. Okay, so we just got to go to work, man. We just got to go make it happen. But in the meantime, let me tell you that I'm truly, truly proud of every single one of you. I mean, you guys are knocking it out of the park. I mean, usually when there's big events that take someone out of the picture for a little bit. One of them is a new baby. Another one is someone who just got married. Another one is you just bought a house, okay? That sort of thing. And when you have a team, you could do those things because the business continues to grow. And that's what we're looking at doing, is building that team. So everyone here knows how to build a team. So whenever something like that happens to you, you can continue. Just like Olivier. I mean, he went from here to Haiti, back and so forth. Because he built a team, he got back here number one, you know, base shop, you know, income wise, everything. Because it doesn't depend on you. It depends on your team. So that's why it's good. It's critical that you get great at talking to people. It's critical that you get great at building relationships. Okay, don't be afraid, man. Just hey, you open for opportunities. You're interested in doing something different. Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. All you want them to know is, hey, hear me out. Just hear me out. If it's for you, great. If it's not for you, that's great too. Okay, but at least you'll know. And if you do that and you be consistent with that, folks, I'm telling you, you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, man, I got a team, I got a business, I got something going on here. Okay, and that's what it's all about. It's that simple. All right. Don't get all complicated on the returns of mutual funds and all that. Build yourself the team. Okay, everything else will fall in place. All right, but that's what I got. I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of my sons with Jason, you know, Jason, Jackie, Eric, Bryn, and most important, Yvonne. Yvonne, man, that lady, I mean, I got to give it up to her. No question. Just like Jay with Will and Jahmena with Olivier, you got to have a good partnership. So look for that stuff, okay? Look for it because it's going to play a big difference in your life. All righty, guys, but that's what I got. That's what I got for this morning. Come on, let's go to work. Today's my birthday.
Hey, all right.
Have a good time. And we're gonna, but let's go out and let's go out strong, okay? So with that, I'm signing off. Anything else we need to put on this line?
Coach, one last thing. Hey,
yeah, go for it, man.
In honor of your birthday today, man, we're gonna close out a little bit different. We usually close out with, you know who we are, aviators. We're gonna close out with everybody singing happy birthday to you, man. So everybody go ahead and mute on right here. And let's sing happy birthday to the legend himself.
Let's go, Coach!
Hey.
Feliz cumpleaños!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Coach, happy birthday!
All you can do is all you can do. There ain't nothing more than all you can do. That is the absolute maximum. You can't do no more than all you can do.
It was a vision. You gotta see the vision. Yeah, give it all you got. Make sure you're staying on your